Hi everyone, I'm Danielle.
Hi, I'm Gemma, and we both hope you're having a fantastic week with the Maranatha camp and everything being online. So today we're just going to be sharing with you a verse, and it's Hebrews 12, 1-2. And it's going to be looking at running the race of faith.
Hebrews 12, 1 and 2. As for us, we have this large crowd of witnesses round us. So then, let us rid ourselves of everything that gets in the way, and of the sin which holds on to us so tightly, and let us run with determination the race that lies before us. Let us keep our eyes fixed on Jesus, whom our faith depends from beginning to end.
There are three main points in these verses, and the first one is right at the beginning. At the beginning of the verse, it mentions witnesses who are surrounding us, and the people have already ran the race of faith and completed it. And these verses encourage us to look at these witnesses as examples of how we can run the race with God. So what is that race? It's our journey with God throughout each day of our lives. And the witnesses are people like Abraham, King David and Elijah, who despite God's people turning away from God's path, stayed faithful, finished the race. And you can see from their writings that running this race wasn't easy for them, and that the only way through it was their relationship with God and by trusting Him.
We're now going to focus on our second point. To run this race, the writer in Hebrews tells us to get rid of everything that can get in the way and the sin that holds on to us so tightly. There's a difference between things that get in the way and sin. Things that get in the way might not always be sinful and they might not always be obvious, but they can stop us from walking faithfully with God. And they can be things like our friendship groups, or what we watch on TV, or not being able to forgive people. And sins are things like anger and impurity and loving other things more than we love God. So how do we get rid of these things, like the Hebrew writer tells us? Well, we first need to recognise them. We need to recognise the things that are holding us back, and we need to be honest with ourselves and with God. And if we're honest with God, we will ask for forgiveness and we will turn away from these things. In 1 John 1:9, it says, "But if we confess our sins to Him, He is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all wickedness." So we can be assured that when we come before God and ask for forgiveness, He cleanses us and He truly takes it serious.
So now we're just going to go on and discuss our third and final point. So the verse talks about running the race with determination. Like an athlete would focus on their goals, we also need to be disciplined and focused on Jesus. It might scare you to think you have to find the focus and discipline within yourself, but it's the Lord who equips us with everything we need to do His will, which is running the race. And so to run this race, we have to pray to God for guidance. We've got to remind ourselves of what He has said to us through His own word, and we need to keep our eyes on Jesus, whom our faith depends on from beginning to the end.
And so to finish up, the race is about going through life with Jesus, through the good and the bad, and enduring by keeping our faith in Him till the very end. Thanks so much for listening. We hope you enjoy the rest of your activities today, and remember to keep running that race.